Hi there.
This is Sunday Chat.
We interview people who currently use drugs.
Have used drugs in the past, or whose lives are currently connected to people who use drugs.
The conversation objective,
Is to get a better understanding of the life of the user,
their fears,
their struggles,
their joy,
and their hope.
Do you mind the name drug addict or substance user? Who do you prefer?
Wow, I'd say substance user because there's all forms of substance users. A drug addict is someone who just only cares about drugs, I think you could say maybe. A substance user is someone who cares about other things as well. So I think substance user is better.
So a lot of substance users have mental health issues.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
I opened up a company trying to figure out that problem actually.
Really?
I got my hypnotherapy license.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a hypnotherapist, and I was trying to figure out what it was. The issues were to cure myself at the same time. And
How old were you then?
That was maybe 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah,
How old are you
so
now?
I'm 56, so that was
56.
like 46, in my early 40s. So yeah, early 40s. Because I went to Japan on a working holiday visa at 30 and came back at 40.
Mm-hmm.
Because of mob issues. The mob extorted me for my business. I had to
The
come
mob?
back. Yeah.
Here in Canada?
Yeah, because the Japanese mafia.
Oh, when you were in Japan?
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you born?
I was born in Kelowna.
You're born in Kelowna, in BC?
Do you remember Bill Bennett?
No.
He was the premier of British Columbia.
Okay.
For the Socreds before they became the provincial Liberals.
What year was that? You born in
67.
67.
And at that time, my dad was his returning officer, Bill Bennett's returning officer, because he's a lawyer. So
Your dad was a lawyer?
Yeah.
So you're born from a middle class, upper class family?
Upper class. But my dad didn't work. He worked about an hour a day and played tennis and golf, basically. His secretary did all the work.
He was more than upper class.
He was quite smart, that's all. He just didn't, my dad was intelligent. He didn't go to law school. He just went to the logging camp.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went and passed his bar exams and kept going back to logging camp. So he had no debt after law school.
Yeah.
He's kind of intelligent that way.
And how many of you in the family?
There was five kids.
5 kids. What's your number?
I'm 3.
You're number 3.
So my dad was a mixed up atheist. He was an atheist corporate lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And when his kids were playing with the Ouija board at 3 years old and they're asking him questions like, Dad, what's a Holocaust? He would be, what are you guys doing in there? I'm an atheist lawyer. I can't understand it.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting anyways.
William Phelps.
Yeah.
What was your dad's name?
Ronald
Ronald
Gordon. Ronald Gordon Phelps.
Ronald Gordon Phelps.
So they were gonna make him a judge.
Yeah.
But his drinking problem was too much. So they couldn't. So he
Do you remember his drinking problem?
Oh yeah, he was a drinker. When he drank, he would get all out of shape and he'd be a mess and just like garbage.
Yeah.
And then he would quit and he'd get back thin again in great shape, be a tennis star or golf trophy winner and just racquetball, beat everybody, and then.
So as far as you can remember, he was always drinking?
Oh no, he'd have times when he wasn't at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then times when he was a mad alcoholic.
Yeah.
He didn't start drinking until after 30. The same as me, I didn't start doing drugs till after 30.
Mm-hmm.
He did it because, my mom told me he did it because he was shy. And at the parties he wanted to let loose.
Mm-hmm.
So drinking was his way. And I know he was a bit shy.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing the politics together when I was a kid, he used to send me to the door to give out the flyer for Bill Bennett, the premier. He wouldn't do it. He'd stand at the road.
Yeah.
And if they're NDP, they'd start swearing at him and stuff. How could you send your effing kid here?
How about your mom?
My mom was what do you call it? My mom only slept with my dad because my dad didn't want to marry someone who would cheat on him, so he kind of picked my mom for that reason. And she had a hyperactive disorder and she was nervous. So I remember when I was going through my hypnosis cycles,
Yeah.
and it's all in patterns. Yeah, you learn stuff through patterns in hypnosis.
Yeah.
So I remember I was 2, and a lot of my stress issues came from my mom because she was always stressed out, you know.
Okay. So you were raised in Kelowna with mom, dad.
Mom was a school teacher who
And
was stressful.
She was school teacher.
Yeah.
And your dad was a lawyer.
Yeah, intelligent lawyer, pretty
Okay.
laid back guy.
So you did your high school in Kelowna?
I did my high school in Kelowna. So my high school in Kelowna was a problem too because the grade 7 teacher had me going to the courthouse and coming back and reporting to the kids at this classroom level.
Yeah.
He thought I was really smart, but he didn't realize that I was dyslexic and reading backwards. So
Okay.
in grade 8, they just effed me, failed me.
So you were dyslexic.
Yeah.
Was it diagnosed at the time?
They didn't know how
They
to
didn't know what it
diagnose
was.
They think you're a bad kid. So I started my own business when I was 14. It was a tourist.
You started your own business at 14.
Yeah, it was like these
What
tourists.
was it?
These tourists. I bought these tourist bicycles like you see downtown. I put the tourists in, and we drive around Kelowna during tourist season, and they would give us money for the driving around. I had a couple of my friends working for me.
Yeah.
And then at 16, I bought a carpet cleaning business when I got my driver's license, and the insurance companies would pay us well. So I was like, well, I'm making more money than the teachers, and they're failing me, so I might as well just quit. So I quit.
So you didn't finish high school?
No, I quit.
What grade did you quit?
Grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yeah. But I got my grade 12 equivalent because the Provincial Liberal Party tried to disqualify me, so I had to take my equivalency test.
Okay. So when you left school in grade 10, what did your parents think about it?
They thought it was a good idea.
Really?
Because they knew that I was failing. They knew I had no ability.
You weren't doing well.
No, I knew it was F.
So they were happy to see you doing well in something else.
I remember my mom was asking me for rent because that was when my dad just started drinking again. And I don't know if you remember the 80s, but the 80s, the crash.
Yeah, I remember the 80s.
So we had
I went to university in the 80s.
My dad said he was at about $18 million in equity in the real estate market when the 80s hit, and that interest rates went up, and then property values were half. They became in half, and he borrowed $9 million from the bank on the real estate. It was something like that. I don't know exactly, but he had to sell everything because of the high interest rates during the time when the market crashed in half. So lawyers can't go bankrupt. So he ended up owing $100,000.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of money then.
From 18 million ahead to minus 100,000. So he never really made it back after that. He did a bit. He was doing some second mortgages, but never made it back.
Yeah. So his financial status changed. And by the time you were already working?
But he wasn't, he still managed to do well for himself.
Yeah.
Because he lent money to people at a higher interest rate than he borrowed it for. So he just kind of middled it. Okay. He's a middleman for money.
So when you were 14 and working for yourself, making money, were you doing drug at the time?
Started drinking.
You started drinking like your dad?
Yeah, well, we went to the bar, and I could spend a lot of money in the bar for my friends and me. So when we were 15...
14?
Yeah,
they let you in?
15, 16. I was getting in the bar, and they didn't want to kick me out because I was underage because I spent so much money there. So that's what the owner told me. So we get into barroom brawls or whatever. He said, I don't want to kick you out because you spend too much money with your friends, but take it easy. And if the cops come, I want you out the back door. Okay.
Okay.
So it was fun. It was a really good childhood.
Did your parents know at the time you were drinking?
Oh yeah. Because I also had a job too. Not only had my own business, I had a job making hot tubs. I was managing a hot tub thing, and it was afternoon shift and sometimes morning shift. So my mom knew when the shift was, so she wouldn't let me sleep in if I was hungover.
Yeah.
She would force me to get up. She would pull me right out of my bed and pull my sheets off and hit me, whatever it took to get me out of the house.
So she was depending on your money as well?
I don't know, but I just went over to my friend's house and went to sleep if I wanted to.
So you had a pretty early start in terms of financial independence.
Yeah, we were all
most people don't.
Yeah, and funny enough, is my second older brother. He has 2 properties right now, and He's doing extremely well. 40 years he's had his own business, and AAA Better Business Bureau rating, all these things. But recently, because of the government and how they're behaving, it's been hitting him hard, which is really weird. He had a tenant who left a lot of garbage around the property. He didn't know about it. And the next thing you know, the CRD are cleaning up the garbage and put $60,000 bill on his property tax. And it took him 3 months. He had to quit his work just to figure out what was going on there. So it's quite a mess. Like they really are.
So how long did you stay in business, drive the bicycle business and the tubs?
Oh, and the carpet cleaning business?
Yeah.
Until just before I hit 19.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah, because just before 19 years old,
Yeah.
I was also selling marijuana. Marijuana at the time, and it was illegal.
At the same time.
Yeah. My dad called it a drug peddler, but it was marijuana at the same time.
Your dad knew you were selling marijuana?
Oh, yeah, because he saw the weed and the money piled up on my desk every weekend,
The cash.
Yeah. So he didn't like it, and he's so, even though he's an alcoholic, he didn't like the marijuana back in those days. So
marijuana was seen back in those days very, very negatively.
Very negatively, like the way fentanyl is seen today, right?
Yeah.
But worse, maybe.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
Yeah, and then the cops were waiting to bust me until I was 19.
Yeah.
So they're running across the road, pretending like they're reading a newspaper or jogging. So I knew that because one of them was drinking in the bar, told my friend's sister when she was in the bar that he was going to get me. So I knew before it happened. So I went to Toronto before 19. And so 19 years old, I went to Toronto.
That's when you left your house?
Parents' place, yeah. I went to Toronto.
So that's your first trip outside of your house?
Yeah.
Because of legal
Well, no,
reasons.
actually, I went to go find a new product, something that was different that I could take back to Vancouver.
What do you mean new product?
Like a new business product. I wanted to do a new business that was.
Were you making enough money in the cannabis business?
Yeah, I saved up about $50,000 to go to Toronto with.
50.
So I had 50,000.
That was a lot of money then.
It was.
That's a lot of money.
I had 50,000, so I went to Toronto with 50,000. I learned how to do this new business. It was a lighting business.
Yeah.
And I took it to Surrey, Vancouver, and I bought a warehouse with.
Before you go there.
Yeah.
So you were selling cannabis, and to what kind of clients?
All my friends from high school.
Young guys like
Yeah.
you.
So I had
Between the same age.
One of the schools was my school. That was the downtown school. So no one else was allowed to sell marijuana there but me and my guys. And then the other school was my friend in Rutland. They're only allowed to sell marijuana through him. So me and him were best friends, and we controlled the market basically.
So how many guys were in the group?
Maybe 30.
30. So you were managing a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of the gang leader.
Were you smoking yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was smoking quite
regularly,
but not too much, but quite a bit. That's when I
every
started.
day.
Not really. I was playing sports too, so not all the time. So I wasn't smoking that much.
What sport were you playing?
I was playing rep ice hockey.
You have to be in shape to do this.
Yeah, and also I was the captain of the provincial select soccer team. So best player in 16-year-olds and for soccer.
Wow.
So
you must have been very energetic. Right?
Yeah, we used to go
to manage all this.
You go from soccer game to a hockey game in the same day. You know?
What position you were playing in soccer?
Center halfback.
Center halfback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So you got to know where they're going to be before they are.
You have to be in shape.
Pass them the ball.
Yeah, you're the passer.
And aggressive. You have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Because the big high balls are coming, you have to head them.
So there you are.
Yeah.
Between 15 and 19, you're handling businesses, right? You have a huge amount of money in your hands. You're fairly independent, but you're still at home, right? And your father is not very happy with the cannabis business.
But I was doing other things, so it wasn't just that.
No, it's not just that.
I mean, my dad, when I broke my hand in ice hockey, I had to, because of bar and brawl, I couldn't stay overnight in the hospital because I had to play the next day ice hockey. Yeah. So they had to give local anesthetic. So he'd go to the hospital with me and hold my one hand while the other hand was being reset.
So you were fairly successful for that age.
Yeah.
Most guys are not successful, at least financially.
I think my friends voted me to be going to be the most profitable of the friends, but I wasn't.
Yeah. And were you still drinking?
No, I wasn't drinking. The drugs wasn't really a big issue for me either. And so
something you could manage then?
Wasn't even doing it when I went to Toronto, come to think about it. I never really bought marijuana again after that. Once in a while, but nothing major.
So now, okay, the question I'm asking you is, when did you come in contact with heavy opiate drugs?
So opiate was weird. It was a really weird thing because I had language school students from Japan, and they're staying at my house.
How old were you?
In Victoria. This was 5 years ago.
7
years ago. Just before COVID. That was about 7 years ago, wasn't it? COVID?
Yeah, COVID is six years ago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, just before COVID, I had Japanese students at my house.
Okay.
And I was teaching them English, so it was quite a lucrative business.
Right here in Victoria.
Yeah, I still have my website and stuff up because I knew because of the fentanyl I was falling apart, and I thought I better save my marketing in case I fall apart, which I did.
Okay. So at that time, I'd like to know, when did you first try?
I first tried
opiates, and which opiate did you try?
Well, the first one was heroin.
Heroin.
And that was a long time ago.
And where was that?
That was when I was 29 years old.
Okay, 29 years old, in Vancouver.
In Vancouver, and I didn't know what it was when I tried it.
Okay, it was offered to you by a friend?
Yeah, it was my campaign manager during the provincial election. Paul Barrar, he gave it to me. I was tired and I was stressed out, and he gave it to me a week before the election day.
You were a candidate?
Yeah.
Come on, we missed that part of the story. How were you a candidate?
Well, in Vancouver.
Let's go back a little bit.
Okay, so I was in Vancouver.
Yeah.
With my warehouse and my lighting business.
Yeah.
My lighting business was going out of fashion. Like, it wasn't popular anymore.
Yeah.
And so
what business was it again?
It was kitchen lighting, bathroom lighting systems.
Okay, lighting.
A more high-end one.
Mm-hmm.
So then...
didn't work quite well.
No, and I decided to run for MLA, which is a member of Legislative Assembly.
Yeah. And
it was kind of funny because I had to phone my dad and ask him what MLA stood for before I ran for it, because I didn't know.
You didn't even know.
Yeah. Kind of like Donald Trump. When he first started, he was horrible, right? He didn't know anything. He just Donald Trump.
Now he knows.
Now he knows. Now he knows. So
now he knows too much.
Yeah, now he knows too much, exactly. So I ran and I won the candidacy. The reason why I won the candidacy, though, was because of the Punjabi community, not because of the European community.
Yeah.
Because I spoke their language and I went to their home country and learned their culture.
Yeah.
Because it was my business too. When they were in construction, I was in construction. A lot of friends that were
Punjabi.
Yeah.
You speak Punjabi?
Punjabi bolda ki chala padi ki kadam sone. I speak Punjabi. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so I thought, well, I might as well. Anyway, so they helped me. So I got 200 votes for the majority from Punjabi, and then 45 were European, and I won the first ballot against the two sitting candidate, and the other one, they were like 200 something. So I beat them on the first ballot, and then so the provincial Liberal tried to disqualify me. And then I hired a really good lawyer, Chamberlain, and we scared them, and they let me run. But then after I ran for election, they liked me, so.
Did you win?
No, I lost, and they wanted me to run again. So Gordon Campbell phoned me when I was in Japan and said, you know, you could leave the English school alone and come back here and run for the election. I said, no, I don't want to.
Okay.
To the leader of
So when you lost the election, you went to Japan?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that's where you started the school?
Yeah, so I went there on a working holiday visa, which is a very simple visa to get. You just can go there.
So you, at that time, what age were you then?
I was just turned 30.
You just turned 30. No wife, no kids?
No wife, no kids.
No serious attachment in Vancouver?
No, just a few girlfriends, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was easy for you to leave?
Very easy, yeah. It also was good because I was poor. My warehouse was, I was living off my warehouse rent income, and my business wasn't doing very well. I spent a lot of money during the provincial election and lost. People were calling me Mr. President.
Yeah.
As I was taking down my own signs and cleaning up my own office. when I had 100 volunteers, like, only a week before.
Yeah.
So it was quite horrible feeling. So it was like I was left. And so I went to Japan.
So you wanted to start new, fresh.
Yeah. I'm riding a bicycle in Japan, and people thought I was cool just because I was a different culture from a different place. So
yeah,
it was fun. So I was like, yeah, I like it.
Why did you choose Japan?
I had two brothers there already.
Oh, you were? You had
my older,
two brothers
my
there.
older brother was.
They were working there?
Yeah, brother was working for Nestle there, in corporate, and
Yeah.
spoke fluent Japanese and read and wrote it. And my other brother was there as a teacher. So I just went there because they knew I was wired on the heroin. So they were trying to help me get off it.
You were already wired on heroin when you went to Japan?
I was spending $30,000 a month.
Let's go back to Vancouver then,
Yeah.
and tell me about your first use of
Yeah.
heroin.
So my campaign manager, he got me on it. He was smart enough to get me hooked to it. So all of a sudden, after the election was over, I was holding my stomach and going, "What's going on here? I've got a stomach."
How long did it take you to get
A week.
A week?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah, he made sure, I think. So I was holding on to
You
my
were
stomach.
smoking or injecting?
Smoking. Holding on to my stomach, and I had a stomach ache I couldn't believe. And then I knew then it was the heroin, so I had to buy it. And then if I couldn't find it, then I'd have to find it. It was a real nightmare. Luckily, I had enough money that it wasn't a big deal for financial issues. But
So
I was chopping for the money.
What was your first impression of heroin when you first used it?
Oh, let's see. It was. It made me feel sick. Actually, I don't really know why I kept doing
The
it.
first time was
Yeah.
not pleasant.
No, I was throwing up and stuff. It wasn't good.
Yeah, that's what people say. Eh?
But then I kept using it, and then before you know it, I had to have it or I would be sick. There was no choice.
But what was your motivation to use it? If the first time you used it,
I remember I was depressed, so I lost the election.
you were depressed.
So 2 years of running for
Okay.
the election, I was depressed. So depression hit home, and I was like, well, I'm depressed, so let's smoke some more of that stuff and feel better.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people on the street smoke fentanyl right now. So I'm told, is because it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling, even though you're sick and you're cold and you got sores on your face and you just got beaten up. But hey, you got that fentanyl.
You feel good.
Yeah, for a short time. That's why
Yeah.
a lot of people do it.
Did it help your depression?
No, it made it worse, obviously, because now all of a sudden you have a problem where you're spending $30,000 a month.
No, at the moment during the high.
Oh, for sure.
The high helped
Yeah,
the depression.
Yeah, it helped. Yeah.
Okay. And how long would that high last?
Oh, maybe 20 minutes.
That's
half
it?
an hour, yeah. And then you're sleeping, and then you wake up, and you need some more, and you feel a little bit better again. And, you know.
So it took you pretty quickly to become a drug addict.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. When you're depressed, it certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so-
And did you ever think you would become addicted at that time?
no, I didn't think about it until it was too late.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. And so I had to go. I went to Japan, and when I went to Japan, I was sick, like
You were already sick.
for a month.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't
Because
find it.
you couldn't find it in
Couldn't
Japan.
find it there, so I just dealt with being sick.
Yeah.
And eventually I got off it and forgot about it and started having a great time there. So that was it.
So you detoxed yourself
Yeah.
by force.
Yeah. And I seen another guy on the plane. He
How
was
long did it take you for the symptoms?
a month.
A month.
A minimum month of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally it's a couple of months, but physically it's a month.
Explain to me the physical symptoms of
Oh,
withdrawals.
you're sweaty,
You're sweaty,
you have a headache,
a headache.
every muscle in your body hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You have an urge that you got to get something to make yourself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like just horrible. You can't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about sleep?
Sleep. You can't sleep. You get these like kind of like your body's jolts.
Yeah.
It gets jumpy jolts. as you get
It's
off
the
it.
only drug that seems to do this. The opiates.
Yeah. Well. I was trying to get off fentanyl when I first got wired on it, and I successfully got off it twice. Once when I was in LA, and once when I was in
You're talking about heroin or
fentanyl. This time I got off it twice.
Yeah.
When I was in LA, Los Angeles, and when I was in Las Vegas, just because I was with my girlfriend and didn't use drugs, and I had Suboxone, and it was quite easy. But when I came back here and I had the same stresses as before, All these English students, and they're complaining and cleaning up after them and teaching them and stuff. And my girlfriend was bipolar, so they start using again.
Yeah.
And another problem too I had is I was drinking when I was in Victoria. I started drinking again, and when you drink, I'm a blackout drunk. So I'd wake up in the hospital ODing because I would take the fentanyl without knowing it. Just wake up. So it was like I had a choice: either die. I figured either die or get used to the fentanyl.
How do you compare the effect of fentanyl to heroin?
I think fentanyl is more satisfying.
Really?
Yeah, it's more satisfying than heroin. So
In terms of duration of action?
Getting high.
Or intensity?
Yeah, high intensity and getting high.
The intensity is stronger for fentanyl.
Yeah, because you stay awake and you enjoy it maybe more.
Yeah.
You start talking more and enjoying it more.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing when when heroin you're just kind of out of it. You're kind of like very tired and like.
Yeah.
So but fentanyl unfortunately doesn't last long.
The duration.
So yeah, you can.
As compared to heroin.
You can spend $100 in 20 minutes, especially if you have friends that are sick. So when I first started and I had money, I was going through $5,000 a week from my stockbroker.
Yeah.
I'd phone him up. I need 5,000. I need 5,000. I was quite embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that? There's a theory that says that people become drug addicts because of trauma, and I don't see any sign of trauma in your life, really.
There's none, no.
None at all. You were a pretty successful guy at the beginning.
A lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, you smart.
There's no trauma.
Businesses. If I can go back to that period of I would say of you failed at something at the election. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you failed the election and you went depressed.
Yeah.
And you tried something.
Or stress or depression. These are the reasons why, and it's a problem because I never knew it was going to be this hard this time to recover. Because all the other times I've recovered from being a drug addict quite quickly.
Yeah.
This time I haven't been able to, and it seems like it's more difficult because every time I do something to try to improve myself, the government screws it up somehow.
How?
Well, the first time they did it, the government I thought, well, I get in BC housing, it's a cheap way of housing. And the housing there was, they didn't have any building inspectors, so I ended up getting sick from the housing. And also they did my taxes the way I didn't want them to do it. And I told them I was teaching English for my secondary income. The lady didn't do it properly, and she closed my account and wouldn't give me the password, and I couldn't collect any COVID checks, which I was entitled to. Then I told everyone, don't drink the water because the water system is corrupted, when I saw fleas growing out of the water. And they kicked me out immediately, and they stopped my mail from coming there, so they froze my tax account.
At what point did you become homeless?
At that point. So because of BC housing, I became homeless because they kicked me out with no notice, and they gave me, and they, like I said, they kicked me out with no notice, and they froze my tax account, and I had no chance. Everything was gone. They even didn't give me my stuff back. So I became homeless at that point. And when you're homeless, there's another problem, is you can't keep a phone because the people in the homeless community are stealing it. So
that's what I heard.
So you can't even get a phone call from a landlord to get a new place.
Before I go deeper into the homelessness, here you are in Japan, right? You started working.
Yeah.
You were making money again.
Yeah.
You clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. You clean. You make money.
Yeah.
And you're making a life for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. And how did it go bad again?
Oh, well, when I was in Japan, how it went bad is I was even bragging. I was saying, you can put me anywhere in the world, I can start a business, blah, blah. And
your business was teaching English?
Yeah, it was really good.
Without any background in as a teacher?
Nothing, and I couldn't even read and write in Japanese, but I had 1,000 students on automatic banking.
Yeah.
So my total gross income was over $100,000 a month, and I had 3 schools. I was living in a penthouse with a doorman, and I was started to merge smaller schools with mine and improving them with the ones that weren't doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy I met, his name was Lauren. He was there for quite a while, and one night we went out to the bar, and he took me to another part of the city where they had crystal meth.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried the crystal meth in there, and I guess I kind of liked it because I started going back there.
You tried it out of curiosity.
Yeah, I was drunk.
You
I was
were
getting drunk, and then a week later I went back there and tried it again. And then before you know it, I had a big habit on my hands. And
crystal meth?
Yeah.
Not heroin?
No. So I was,
How does it compare to heroin?
It makes you really skinny really fast. It makes you jittery and talk fast.
It's an amphetamine.
Yeah, it's different. It's very different. So I got wired on the crystal meth.
Very quickly?
Very quickly. And then at the same time, I had a lot of issues going on with my business because the mob was trying to merge my business with theirs and get me to work for them.
In Japan?
Yeah, and have stock options because they were going to go to the Nikkei exchange, which is the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
So chartered accountant was teaching me that, and the lawyer, was his dad. And then, but then all of a sudden I had this drug problem, and so that was going on. So it was really something. And then, unfortunately, the lady who I was merging the company with, she had a debt with them. So I was like, she was trying to get money taken off her debt by getting me to merge with them, and they were mob owned, so that was kind of an issue too. So
how in those days, how was drug addiction perceived in Japan?
It was extremely as bad, however, that the mob, they use it all the time for their women, the work, and some of them used it. But, looking
You're talking about heroin or crystal meth?
Meth. They didn't have heroin there. They just give them only meth because that's...
That was the 80s?
No, that was 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
15 years ago.
The crystal meth was already in Japan.
They organized one city. The mob controls the country, and the one city, they organize it. I can't say much more about them because I don't tell on those guys because that's kind of my thing. But they had one city where they organize it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here you are in Japan, dependent on crystal meth, and your school, does it go down? How do you maintain?
Well, I had 3 schools actually, and they were not doing too bad. But I had the mob who were extorting me. They took away my bank financing, so I couldn't get bank financing. And they were trying to scare me.
Because you wouldn't merge with them.
Yeah, so they were parking a hearse in bottom of my apartment in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'd go around and I'd scare their driver. Boo! It wasn't working, but at the same time it was stressful. And then, so my oldest brother, he told me, he said, "Come to New York.
Yeah.
And I'll help you out with all your legal problems and with the mob. I'll get you out of this problem because I know you got these businesses there. You're working hard on them for 10 years." I said, "Oh, thank you so much." So I went to New York for him to help me. And when I got there, he says, "Just let the doctor check you out." So the doctor checked me out, and the doctor asked me, which actually was a psychiatrist, asked me about how I was doing. And I told him about the mob and what they were doing to me during the extortion process. And he ended up locking me up in a psych ward with my brother. And my brother said he did it to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
He said he locked me up to save my life because he thought the mob were going to kill me. But he didn't know the story. He didn't know the situation. I don't know why he did that, but he went to Japan and sold all my stuff off at half price.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to my girlfriend, and she's telling me that he's selling all my stuff off at half price while I'm sitting locked up in a psych ward. So that's how I lost everything.
And you still, while you're in the psych ward, dependent on crystal meth?
No, I was off then. I had no choice.
You were off.
Yeah.
So you were not dependent on any drugs.
It was over. Yeah. And I didn't stay off drugs after that for a long time.
Okay.
And it took me.
So you've been on and off drugs.
Yeah.
Throughout your life.
It took me only 1 year to recover from that problem, that time, to have a successful business in Victoria.
What makes people go on and off drugs like this?
Depression and boredom.
Boredom?
Depression and boredom, usually. They could lose their girlfriend, they could lose their job, they could lose their soccer game, they could
and
lose their
it's easy to go back on the drug.
And a lot of times, too, they have an injury. An injury doesn't help either.
Yeah.
So this last time, the head injury has kind of got me onto the drugs again. I got rear-ended in a car accident, so that kind of got me on it too. So There's a lot of, I think it's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
There's so many different issues, but there's a way to get off of drugs that's really easy. And if people understood that and the government understood that, then there would be a way to get off it. And that's environmental. You have to change the people's environment to get off the drugs.
What do you mean the environment?
So if there's nowhere
the place they live?
If there's nowhere someone can get it, say they're working on Fantasy Island where it's a wonderful place, but you can't buy drugs there, you're not going to do any drugs.
No.
Because you can't get it.
No. That's why when people go in jail, they all become sober.
That's right. Or that's why you go to rehab, to get sober. So, so that's why.
So in that sense, you would say Victoria is the worst place to be.
Well, yeah, if you go off trying to get off drugs and you're in downtown Victoria, it's the worst place to be for sure. Yeah. And you're homeless, you can't get off because it's right there in front of your face.
But how do you change the environment? That's tough.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't change the environment.
It's difficult because when you combine homelessness and all the services, let's take Pandora Street for example, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's where our place is. They serve food. The Ministry of Social Services is there.
See, I don't think the problem is also only drugs. I think the problem is there's a social aspect to it and there's an economical aspect to it. So this is what I'm trying to tell a lot of people that do drugs right now. I'm trying to say, look, if all of us are having issues and all of us are having problems, so if we all work together because we all have some kind of talent, something that's good, and pooled our resources, then we will be able to be half decently successful and dig our way out of this issue.
I know, but how do you get a reliable drug addict to I mean, I'm surprised you came here to the appointment. Most people don't show up.
Well, yeah, it's a problem. I know.
I know it's a problem. Most drug addicts are not reliable.
So
they tell you something, and then after 2 hours or half an hour, they either they forgot or they move to something else.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised that you followed up.
I built a lot of backups into my issues. So as far as I've never stole from anyone who's been my friend or someone that I like or my colleague or anything associated with me in this shape or form. So this whole thing shocked me as well. So
So what you just said is if all drug addicts get together and pool their resources together,
start helping each other,
and
be happy with each other when the one's doing well, then they could all create their own internal economy and then external economy to actually get out of their problems, because the drug is expensive.
How would they get their internal economy?
Well, they could do things that make them money. For example, they could landscape, they could grow plants, they could make chicken eggs, they could do all kinds of things.
How do you get a drug addict to show up for work?
Most
of them are not morning persons.
Me and my friend did. Every day we show up because I knew that when I show up for work, my boss had drugs in the truck.
So if you give the person the drug, he would work.
Yeah, or the money, they'll work for sure. Because drug addicts work harder than everybody else does.
Yeah.
Because they want drugs, they need drugs. They'll punish their body to the bitter end just to get some drugs.
So you would say a heroin addict could be functional.
Oh, sure, they're harder working than the average.
Fentanyl addict could be functional.
Yeah, it's more than functional.
Even though it's a different animal?
More than functional. If the society would stop portraying them as a drug addict and just as another person with issues.
Yeah.
And let them work, just like everybody else.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Let's take a fentanyl addict, right, and try to make him functional. So is there many... in the spectrum of addiction, do we have averages of people who can be functional, or to a certain point, some guys they're always nodding, they're always in the blue, right? So how come you have certain drug addict that, like you, can maintain an appointment?
I think it's because
some cannot even barely walk.
I'll tell you the answer to that one. The reason is because these guys never had a job. They don't know what it's like.
So it's not the drug. It's the guy.
They have no experience in working.
The problem is the person.
That's right. The person, not because there's a lot of guys that have a lot of talent and they would show up for work if they were doing.
That's very important what you say.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know a lot of guys with a lot of talent.
So the person that cannot keep an appointment, whether he's on drugs or not, he would not
That's
be
right.
able to keep an
It
appointment.
wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't
He's
matter.
still screwed up. Just like there's a lot of people that are homeless.
Yeah.
They're going to shelters that don't do drugs.
Yeah.
They just don't want to work. They don't have any ability. They just don't.
Yeah.
They never have, and they never will.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah. So I
But you have to admit that you are an exception. How many people like you are?
There's a lot actually.
You
You'd be
think so?
surprised. You'd be surprised. Yeah.
Really?
A lot of
So
them more better.
let's take that specific drug addict, like who could function, but is not able to function yet, and that you think if they regroup themselves, right? So which means we admit that they're gonna be drug addict for life.
Sure, but I mean, if for example, like if everybody, say 20 people live together and everybody knows everybody's schedule, it's like online schedule, and they put on their stuff online. Somebody's sleeping in, they'll go wake him up. The other guys will wake him up. He's got an appointment. The other guys will tell him or look at his schedule. Like, so people make all their appointments.
Yeah.
So there's guys that are really good welders. They have a ticket at welding. So, but for example,
But would you be able to do that if you're homeless?
Well, no, because the first thing you do.
The first thing is the home.
You pool your resources and get a place to live. Like I could easily get a place to live immediately. One of the reasons why I don't is because the services and the drugs are close to where I am.
On average, how much you spend a day?
When I had unlimited supply of money, I was spending $700 to $800 a day.
$800 a day.
Yeah.
But now with no money and no home, how much do you spend?
Maybe $200.
You spend $200.
Yeah.
Where do you get $200?
Well, I have to do things like middle things that people want to buy, or I have to work as a landscaper, which is a horrible hard job.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So you spend $200 a day on fentanyl.
Yeah.
How much is the hit?
100 sometimes. Pardon me?
When you buy a hit.
This morning I spent over $100, and it lasted less than an hour.
Only for yourself or for you and your friends?
I had to help a few friends out who were sick, but
Okay.
only $100 was gone.
But if you were using only for yourself,
maybe
that $100 would last a day?
Oh, for sure, and I probably would still have some right now, but I have
Yeah.
none. So now I got to go the whole day without it until this evening, where I have a job, a part-time job where I can work for 2 or 3 hours and get a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's what my.
I always noticed that drug addicts are very generous with their drugs with other drug addicts. That's something that always puzzled me.
It looks like that, but they're not necessarily.
It's not.
But some of them are, because they know what it's like, and also they know when they don't have any, the other person might help them. And it's also really hard to walk by someone and know how sick they are and how bad they feel.
Yeah.
And giving them and not helping them out.
Yeah.
So and I also don't like. I'm against prostitution. So when I had money, I would give the working girls money so they didn't have to work. They didn't have to go prostitute themselves. So that's another really sad thing society is allowing to happen. Those girls should get free drugs. So,
Prostitutes.
Yes, so they don't have to work for that. That's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
It just makes the situation worse, because now they have these bad experiences that they have to mask with more drugs.
Yeah.
So, which they don't need. So I think, anyways.
The fentanyl we're talking about price is still cheaper than heroin.
Is it?
I'm asking you.
Oh no, it's not. It's more expensive.
It is more expensive.
Yeah, because most heroin addicts only use twice a day.
But can you find heroin?
Oh yeah.
You can find heroin.
Yeah, but it's not as good. It tastes gross. It doesn't give you the same high. So a fent user, it tastes better and it gives you a better high. So, but it doesn't last as long.
Okay.
A fent user.
How long does it last?
Half an hour, an hour.
For $20?
Yeah. And some people can stretch it, but the average person doesn't last long. So it doesn't last long at all.
$20, half an hour to 1 hour.
Yeah, and that depends.
And you have to do it again.
Yeah, and that depends if you got a good dealer, or you got the good stuff, or you didn't get ripped off. Like, there's a whole bunch of other things that can happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it's not a store.
Do you think fentanyl should be legalized like cannabis?
Oh yeah, it has to be, because why shouldn't it be? If somebody wants to do drugs, it's their right to do drugs. Society shouldn't try to tell people what they can and cannot do. That's not society's job. Society's job is to support each other with what they're doing to help society improve.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't to penalize someone because they're doing drugs, because we were penalizing people before for drinking.
Okay.
Now look at drinking's allowed, right?
I could say that, okay, you do drugs, you behave, you normal. Some people do drugs and they totally can't behave.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Because somebody can be addicted to nicotine.
Well, yeah.
Everybody that smokes
Yeah.
behave, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with from an outside point of view, I'm dealing with a lot of drug addicts. Right? I would say some guys, they can never behave.
That's right.
They're dirty. They nod all the time.
That's right.
Right? They're rude.
Yeah.
They might be not truly rude.
Yeah, that's right.
And when they're on drugs, they are worse.
They're worse.
Right? But you would, if somebody drink alcohol and you're not drunk, you behave. So fentanyl is a different animal.
You can train people just like everywhere else. So if somebody is rude and dirty, and they get less out of it, then they'll change. You know, like even I've known people that I've told them, I said, look, if you go shave off that dirty beard with food stuck in it for the week, I'll give you something to make yourself feel better. They'll go shave it off. They'll come back with a clean face, and I'll give them something to make them feel better. Just you know, you get sick of seeing the food stuck in their beard, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But how would you?
It's too bad.
It's a powerful drug, right? I can understand.
I think those people, they need to be brought in line, and a good way to do it is through peer pressure. So we do actually apply some peer pressure to them. Those people that are out of line, but they don't. A lot of people don't really realize the fact is that until everybody who is a drug addict starts to be clean and effective and polite and neat and not doing anything wrong, and society is not going to change their mind about it, and it's going to be a problem.
But at the same time, I could tell you, because you told me your objective is to be off drugs completely, right? Yeah. So why would I jeopardize this by making it legal?
Well, illegal.
Then you get more people who are going to be hooked.
Not necessarily, because when alcohol is legal, I think it's the same. It's marijuana.
Like I said, there's a difference with alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Like me and you, we can have a drink and be civil. But if we both do fentanyl, you don't know how am I going to behave.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Alcohol I thought would be worse.
If I don't get drunk.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't get drunk.
If I don't get drunk, but fentanyl, I can do it and die.
Yes, you can do it and die, and one of the reasons
that's another big point.
And maybe because it's not.
I can smoke a pack of cigarettes right now. I'm not gonna die. I might die in 40 years.
If it was legal, maybe you would do it in the open in a place where you won't die because it's legal. So probably less people would die if it was legalized. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Fentanyl?
Yeah.
It's still the dosage and the nature of the drug make it very difficult to legalize because it's highly toxic.
It is, and also another thing about it is a lot of people don't know is that when you first start it, it's way more deadly and lethal than when you've been doing it for a long time.
Exactly.
So when you're doing it for a long time, it doesn't really affect you in the same way. You're normal. You actually behave normally.
Your tolerance is different.
Yeah, your tolerance is totally different.
So how do you manage the legality of something like this? This is different. Same for cigarette, right?
Yeah.
You smoke cigarette, it gives you a buzz, but after a few months, you don't get that buzz anymore.
That's right.
Right, but it doesn't kill you.
That's right.
But the fentanyl can kill you.
That's right.
I've died the nature of the drug is different.
I've died a few times on fentanyl, and when the times
you OD'd.
Yeah, many times.
How did you OD? Tell me about it.
A lot of times at the beginning it was when I was.
And you were an experienced user.
Well, when I was drunk, I'd go and do it without even remembering, and wake up in the hospital with pneumonia and in the hospital.
So the alcohol reduced your perception of how much was dangerous for you.
And then I would kill a lot of brain cells too, because the oxygen got cut off in my brain.
Yeah.
because of the ODing.
Yeah.
No more oxygen gets to your brain when you're
Yeah.
overdose.
You see, these are characteristics that
And then
other drugs don't have.
you lose
I
it.
mean, the drug society have accepted alcohol. We
Yeah.
let them in.
Yeah.
Society have accepted cannabis. We let them in. Right? We have a long experience with them.
So
Right?
if I wasn't doing the
They're not toxic acutely.
But remember, the fentanyl is done in a corner in secrecy. That's why people are ODing. If it was done openly in public spaces where you're allowed to, people wouldn't be ODing as much because there's people around to save them. So
No, but I don't want to smoke a cigarette and just to smoke because people can save me if I pass out. You understand?
yeah,
You
no,
see,
I know.
That's I am for the. I understand the legalizing thing, but it's as if you would want to make a lion a domestic animal.
I mean,
How would you make a lion a domestic animal?
I would develop an app, and will anyone steal every other's phone, or just put the app that plugs into your arm that alerts the 911 when you OD. Your heart rate slows down, and then it alerts the app that calls the 911, and GPS is your phone.
Well, I think
Problem solved.
I think the people who oppose this will tell you, okay, you want to be a race car driver.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous activity.
True. It is.
You're on your own.
It is, and I would wish it on my worst enemy doing fentanyl because it's really bad for you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it is in our society today. So, in other countries like Iran, maybe for example, or China, or Japan, they don't have it. So the kids can't get it. People can't get it. They don't die. They don't ruin their lives about it. So, the country's a lot better off because they can't get it. So, but unfortunately, in Canada, we don't have that ability. We're stuck with it because we get it across the border somehow. So
it's not totally there in Europe either.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But it's getting there.
Yeah. So
any liberal society will get fentanyl.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's easy to transport. It's powerful. It's relatively affordable.
Yeah.
If you say $20 for an hour.
Yeah, it's a bad drug, but it's a bad thing. But unfortunately, people doing it, and so the only way that when people do start doing something like that, it's like in society like the way it is right now, we all know, and regulating it isn't the best way because the government doesn't always know how to regulate things either. They're not exactly good at that. So what do you do?
What do you do?
You need to have a community of people that probably use that are like-minded and work together to save themselves and each other. I would guess.
Yeah,
that'd be my.
And that's where your idea of having a group,
a community,
a community of responsible drug addicts.
That's right. A community of middle-class drug addicts.
Middle-class drug addicts, very important. No morons.
Yeah, no morons.
You kind of screen the morons.
It wrecks the soup, the moron. Because morons do wreck the soup. I mean, I saved one moron from getting his face burned from stealing from somebody's girlfriend, and 3 hours later I fell asleep and he robbed me. So I mean, that is just the mentality behind it. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad. Yeah, the criminal record in the population of drug addict is pretty high, and I always wonder, which one came first?
It's also not only that; it's because when people don't get enough sleep, they get something else, which is a kind of a psychosis.
Yeah. Which
makes them do things that are out of character.
Yeah.
And then they get caught and they get thrown in jail for it.
Yeah.
When it's not. They're getting caught for something that's a mental issue, which is a sickness. It's not a legal issue.
Yeah.
But it becomes a legal issue. So I think that's wrong. That's why you're getting a lot of that.
Does the fentanyl affect your sleep?
I think the methamphetamine that goes with the fentanyl.
If it's mixed.
Most people are mixing it nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why are they mixing it?
Because it lasts longer.
When you mix it.
Yeah, and you get used to it, and the high is different.
Then you get hooked to both.
And it increases the intensity of it by about 10%, from what I understand.
If you had a choice, for example, if fentanyl was legal, would you rather have fentanyl or fentanyl mixed with something else?
Well, the fentanyl and methamphetamine, I'm used to it now. So that's what I use.
So that's what you use now.
every day if I have a choice.
The mixture.
Yeah.
How does it affect your sleep?
It doesn't really affect me at all anymore because I'm used to it, so I can sleep quite well. So if I had my proper place to sleep every day with my bed and my TV and everything, I would sleep just fine. Yeah, because I'm used to it. And I don't overdo it, obviously, when it's bedtime. I mean, you have to learn these things, but not to use methamphetamine when it's time to go to sleep. Just like you don't drink coffee.
Yeah, no, I don't drink coffee past 4 o'clock.
So a lot of people stay up all night because they choose, right?
So how's the price of fentanyl regulated? You were mentioning something like
Yeah, so I think what the price of fentanyl is regulated by, it's just like a business. It might not be a legal business, but it's a business, and the business people regulate the price, just like they do everything else, and they try to make it what is affordable and profitable.
So you would say all the big sellers, they come to a consensus of a price?
That's right, and they take away the manufacturing process from the smaller guy because they know it makes it cheaper.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Would you say most of the fentanyl available in Canada now, is it from Canada or from somewhere else?
Oh, it's slowly but surely becoming from Canada.
Yeah.
But before it was from somewhere else, most definitely. So now it's...
So Canada is becoming a producer. Would you say the supply from Canada is more, a better quality product?
I wouldn't know, but I would guess. I would guess it probably is maybe fairly similar. I know that Japan's methamphetamine is much better than Canada's.
Yeah.
So they make it there with the proper chemicals, the proper chemists.
Yeah.
It's more expensive, but it's better. Because it's regulated by a group of people that are, more business-like and responsible.
And we know Japanese perceive quality.
Yeah.
They don't fool around with quality.
No, they don't. So they really don't. And and then that's right. And the Koreans as well. They don't fool around either. They're pretty quality. And even the Chinese are getting better. So
Okay, William, we're gonna stop for today.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
it was nice having an interview, and nice
good.
being on.
I hope we have another
your
one.
channel here, and I hope things go well.
It was very, very interesting, and I really thank you.
Yeah, thank you too. It was great. Thanks. Have a great day.
Yeah.